Hey everybody, Iceman50 here. I went to, I got some LED lights for my daughter, and she wants to put them up in her room, and so I was like, let me just get a power bank, because I don't know if I can stretch a cord from the outlet. It's really far away. Anyway, so I was like, let me just grab a power bank then, and I went and I tried to plug this guy in, and it was weird. I wasn't getting anything. I'm like, okay, well, let's see if it's charged. And, you know, I plugged it in yesterday, and I was getting nothing. I think. So what I discovered is that when I plugged in the mini USB here, micro USB, that when I wiggled it around, the display turned on and off. It's not doing anything right now, but it said 99%, so it actually is still charged, but the outputs aren't working either. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this thing apart. If you've never pulled one of these apart, all these bricks are pretty much the same. You know, they just have 18650s inside there. And anyways, so usually they've got, you know, like a bottom and a top, right? So if you take a knife or whatever, and you get right in here and you kind of pop it, you can see that the bottom comes off, and there's these two, like, there's 4 little clips that kind of hold it in, and the top is the same way, okay? And so once you get that loose, you can slide this thing. Let me lift you up a little bit. So you can slide this thing, and now you can see that the button is going to hit the case here. So you just push the button in while you're sliding it. Get the button, and it'll come out. Right? So you can see it's just, you know, 4 18650. So you can see right down the middle. And it's aluminum case or whatever. But so what we're going to do is, and then there's usually some double stick tape. What we're gonna do is I got the iron here. We're gonna pull this off. Okay. See, I pulled that one off. And then pull this one off. Okay, there you go. See, now we got our 18650 pack. And we can check the voltage on this, right? Here, we'll turn this on, DC, right? And then we'll positive to positive, negative to negative, right? Go here, and here. And it says minus 2.455, which, you know, if they're all in parallel, which I can, if you look here, you can see that the bus bar, it looks like the bus bar goes across all 4, and then on the top too. So really this should be 4.2 volts times however much current is in each battery. Let's just say that this is a 2000 milliamp hour battery. There should be 2, 4, 6, 8,000 milliamp hours at 4.2 volts. So you can see that we're quite undercharged. 2.4 is the pretty lowest bottom end that you should leave a LiPo. So what we're going to do is temporarily, you can do this, you know, if you have RC cars and stuff, then you can, I've made adapters to charge it with a LiPo battery charger for your RC cars. But in this way, we're going to hook up a power supply. You see me do this before, especially with my Xbox controller battery video. Is what we're going to do is we're going to turn the voltage down, and let me loosen up my screen here and kick you over so you can see the screen, right, on the power supply. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the output, okay, and then you can see we're reading, you know, 2.4 volts 40 milliamps. So what we're gonna do, you can see that it's already starting to current control here. We're gonna, there we go. We're gonna turn up the voltage. Whoa, you can see. And we're just gonna keep watching this. Okay. Eventually the current should drop, right? As the voltage stabilizes. You don't wanna do this too long. Now, if we turn off the output, and disconnect this one side, we should be, let's see how much we boosted this up here. Yeah, now you can see, just from the short time that I did it, that we're already up to 2.8 volts, right? Oops. It's a little tricky. I'm looking from above. Yeah, you can see this is 2.8 volts, right? 2.79. So, you know, in this way, if you just, you know, kind of hold it on, you know, sometimes the voltage might be too low to charge the battery. I don't think that's the case in this one. So we're gonna have to look at, you know, I just pulled it out so that we could easily work on the board, you know. There's 2 screws here. Let's pull those out. We'll get our Mantis kit, all right, out. This thing is sweet. All right, so we'll pull this out. All right, then we will come in here. We'll take this off. Okay, there's one. Let's kind of stick them on the sticky pads that are here. That way we don't lose them. All right. So, all right. Now we can pull that out. See, our screws are, oh yeah, our screws are stuck right there on the case, see? And what we're gonna look at is the USB, micro USB jack here. This guy that's hiding under the LED. You know, when I was pushing on this, it definitely feels like, it feels a little loose. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and touch up all these joints, and then I'll bring you back and you can check it out. All right, hang on everybody. All right, so I've bent the LED out of the way, and I know you probably guys see there's 2 pins. Let me get my screwdriver. It's my little pointing device here. There's 2 leads here and here, and then there's you know, some spots where it ground, you know, where it connects to ground. It's for mechanical and electrical. So like this is mechanical. These don't even look soldered to me. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna touch those spots up, and hopefully it comes back. All right, so we're just gonna come in here very gently. See, this is why this tiny tip is real important. We're just gonna kiss that, like so. Okay, come around to this side. All right, and then we're gonna tack the side here a little bit more. Okay, and come around to the other side. And I'm gonna tack it. Okay, And then we're gonna come up to, there's, like I said, there's connections up top for mechanical connection. We're gonna just refresh those. I don't see any solder on the mechanical locks for this. We're gonna turn it around, and then we're going to solder here, and we're gonna let it wick in there. Okay, up and down. Yeah, so you can see here now it says 99%. It's a little tight. It's a little tight. There we go. Okay, so there you go. Now you can see that, you know, it's actually charging. Well, it's trying to charge, right? But it can't. So we fixed the connector, and putting a little bit of solder on the sides where it goes in, if you're careful enough, it can really tighten up the connector too. Like now this is really tight connection, which, you know, is good. You just gotta be careful not to bust it. All right, so what we'll do is we'll put the battery back in here. We'll put it back in the case, and then we'll see what happens. All right, guys, hang on a second. Be right back. All right, guys, so we got that back in there. Now we got the battery pack. What we're gonna do is, I need to be able to see a little bit. We're gonna move this in here. Got ourselves some solder. Okay. We're gonna touch up the battery side. Okay. We'll refresh the solder on the circuit board here. I'll use my goggles instead. Okay. We're gonna throw some in here. Like that. Okay. Then we're just gonna drop this in here, heat it up, drop it in, and nice and melty. All right. And we'll do the same thing over here. We'll put some, now remember, B- is black, B+ is red. At least in this setup. So let's put a little bit more solder on the wire here. Okay. So if you just needed to charge a battery, or if you wanted to install your own pack that you made, it'd be really easy. So don't ever throw out, you know, power banks, because you can even go on Amazon and get 18650s, hell, even eBay, whatever. So you can make your own packs. I mean, you can solder them if you're careful and quick. You can do it. Obviously, the preferred method is welding, you know, spot welding, where it's like, you know, right on the tabs. But all right, so we've got it back together here. Let's plug in our power, right? And let's see what happens. It's gonna, now you can see, it says 1%, which means that it's dead, right? But at least now it'll charge. So I should be able to take the case and this and slide this together, all right? And then push the button in, slide it closed, lock it in place, and then clip that in there, and that's it. You can see it says power bank. Can you see that? Power bank. Anyways, this power bank is now charging and working. So yeah, you know, luckily I don't think the battery's bad, but the micro USB connector to the charger board had an issue, so we took care of that. All right, guys, like, share, subscribe if you thought this was good content, and we'll talk to you later. Easy. Hey everybody, Iceman50 here. Here's another keyboard that I got. This one's called the Keychron K8. I also got this keyboard from Chase. So, I mean, Chance. Jesus, sorry.